Hey guys, it's DenisLD and finally back after having a few weeks of exams and everything. Had to study a lot for that, for this occasion. Everything went alright except for the last one. It was really hard. It was way beyond being hard, but I hope I passed the course or something. I even got a haircut just yesterday. I just hadn't had the time to even go to the hairdresser, the barber, during the last month or so. But what Chad described as the mop top is finally gone, which I'm happy with, I guess. Now for today's beer, I haven't done a proper review in a while, so I decided to sort of shift a few things and move them around. This was planned to be my last beer for the season, but I decided to switch it to today's episode, which is episode 19, season 5, and it's the Smuttynose IPA, also known as the Smuttynose Finestkind India Pale Ale. Of course, it's an American style IPA, and this very bomber bottle was given to me by Chad. Thanks a lot, Chad. Two more bombers are coming up, probably be reviewed in the next season. Well, not probably, for sure. Smuttynose Brewing Company is from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and I reckon it's my first beer from that state. I've never had anything from New Hampshire. It doesn't state the ABV, but I looked it up on the net. It's 6.9, which is alright for an IPA. I'm going to be using my tulip glass for a change, because I've seen a lot of people, you know, advocating the use of tulip glasses for both Imperial IPAs and regular IPAs, so I decided to give it a go and see if there's any difference. Shout out to, I guess, Mark from the Hoppery, as well as to Barry from Barry's Beer Reviews. So let's get started and see what Smuttynose brings us. Alright, so I've got the cap off. It's got, I believe it's a seal and some sort of a mountain, and it says "Make mine a smutty." And then the label, I forgot to describe the label. It's really interesting. It's got nothing to do with beer, but it's kind of fun. It's like sort of a trailer park and two elderly gentlemen sitting. Actually, both of them are enjoying a beer each. So, anyways, let's go ahead and pull it out. Trying this in a different camera position. I'm not sure if it's working out. Anyway, nice hazy orange color. Yeah, orange is probably the best way to describe this color. And then the head is nicely packed with like medium size and small bubbles, and it's just a tad off white, pretty much beige. Typical. Yeah. I'm guessing more East Coast, but I might be wrong. Typical American IPA smell, that's for sure. Actually, this is sort of in the middle. Very floral, but at the same time you get a pretty apparent grapefruit, sort of bittering kind of thing. Good caramel. Not really getting much pine, but it smells kind of like the Flower Power IPA we reviewed with Chad. Cheers. It's definitely got a lot of that hoppy bite to it. Pretty good one. Medium bodied, quite bitter, which is expected from the style. Not so much on the citrusy side, I guess, as it is on the flowery. But I think the bitterness starts, it doesn't just start in the finish, it sort of starts right after the bite, and then you get some caramel, even like toffee-ish, maybe a bit of butterscotch kind of sweetness. And all along it's bitter. In the finish, I like it's not too dry though, it's not too dry. So the bitterness is bordering on being, you know, over the top in such a way that it's making you feel dried out, but at the same time it's not quite there. It's sort of pleasant, but it lingers for quite a while though. I like it so far. I haven't had that much of a hoppy beer in a while, so I'm enjoying this a lot. So I'll get back to you and I'll let you know how it tastes. I still got plenty of beer still left in the bomber. Cheers. I'm quite happy with this beer actually. I'm gonna say it develops in 3 stages. At first, right before I left for my break, I just thought this was a quality, good American IPA, but there's nothing special about it, and I thought, yeah, this is just above average, but it's nothing more than that. after a while, just in a few minutes from that, started mellowing out. Like the bitterness and the dryness sort of went into the background, and I was even getting some mango and maybe papaya notes and maybe like tropical fruit notes, which was really great. Sort of reminded me a bit of the Highlight IPA from the Cigar City, which I had on tap at Battle and Hum in New York City. But even some pine and everything, more sweetness to it. I was really enjoying this. I was writing my typed up, text review for Beer Advocate. But then finally, at this stage right now, maybe because it warmed up, I'm even getting some booziness in this beer, which is really not that great. But all in all, it's a very tasty IPA. Definitely a treat for any hophead out there. More than enough hop bite. Pretty balanced. I mean, it's not just all about the bitterness and dryness. It's pretty versatile, pretty robust for the beer. I forgot to mention this is bottle conditioned actually, and there's probably won't see, but there's like chunks of yeast sediment floating around. But according to the website, it's normal. This is fine. As far as my grade goes, I guess I'll just give this an 8 out of 10, because I would have probably considered giving this a 9, as good as it was in that second stage of developing the flavour. But by now, I have to consider everything. I have to take into account that the 6.9 ABV is not all that well disguised, even though it's pretty well disguised. So I guess if you have just a small bottle at one time, or maybe like you won't even notice those things, but since I was having the whole bomber to myself, it sort of came onto the surface. But overall, lots of things going in for an IPA. Definitely a good example of the style. I'll definitely be seeking out more Smuttynose beers in the future. I can't really get them in Canada, but next time in the US or something. And this is not my favourite IPA, but this is close. This is close. It's good. So I recommend it. 8 out of 10 for Smuttynose Finestkind India Pale Ale. And I'll see you guys later. There's just one more beer review coming up, and then I'll start working on my next season. Until then.